Well, good evening and welcome. This is Glasgow Rangers Nation. This is your Rangers news channel. I am Owen James. Guys, this is transfer window week. This is the week we get to finally finish the transfer silly season. Finally end all this speculation, all this rumour, all this just spurious nonsense that keeps coming out of newspapers, out of people's mouths and out of, well, some papers more than others. The Daily Record, for example, prime amongst them. Well, good evening to Aldo. Thank you, Aldo, for the reminder there for everybody. Thank you to Stuart. Thank you to Hi. Evening, Stuart. Evening, Hi. And evening to the boss. Good evening, JD. Another one of our new mods. Welcome to the channel, guys. Quite a few of you over on the All About the Jers podcast. I hope you enjoyed the Craig Moore interview. It was really good to hear Craig Moore talk about his time at Rangers, talk about some of the things, and talk about how life has changed as a Rangers player. Since he was a player. Really different. Evening RFC, massively different, isn't it, to the modern era to now, isn't it? Just incredible to listen to the story, and the Derek Ferguson talking about the drinking stories, absolutely amazing as well to hear. Janet, evening to Janet. Guys, it is, you know what, it's been one of those nights. It was a night, I mean, before we got on to transfers, it's funny snapping through my audio, let's just give me a minute. I will change my audio. My mic has defaulted.
Hopefully now that is clearer. Sorry about that. It had gone to our it had gone onto my webcam mic for some unknown reason and not onto the mic it was supposed to be on. So hopefully that is a lot better now. Hopefully that's coming loud and clear through the Yeti. Yes, that is called a Yeti. What was I heard? Oh yeah. So I was listening to, you know what, I started this evening off and suddenly I got excited, guys. I got really, really excited. Scott says, hopefully the ins and outs and action get, yeah, mate, I've been saying that since Monday. Hey to Rangers Journal, that's probably Scott. Evening, Scott. Scott, drop your link. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I got all excited earlier. The talk was there. 150 million pound takeover. Rangers getting American investors, new American owners. I know that some people didn't like that sound. I had an argument. One of the four lads had a dream people at Shorty. She's got some very weird opinions. Saying that, when have the Americans ever done anything good for football clubs? Well, FSG, Ipswich, Arsenal, just to name but a few. FSG at Liverpool, for those of you who don't know who FSG are. So, look, I think the situation it was really positive. We were suddenly hopeful that we were going to get some new owners. We were going to get some new owners, and we're going to get some money into the club. And then, as always, Chris Jack comes out and pisses on your cornflakes, doesn't he? He pisses on your cornflakes. He pisses on your bonfire. He is the harbinger of doom. I think Chris Jack should go around in one of those black shroud, shouldn't he, with a scythe, the way he kills off stories. William says every club who has American owners hate them. William, I wouldn't say that's true, mate. Ask Ipswich fans if they hate their American owners. They've got them promoted from League One to the Championship to the Premiership. Ask Liverpool, who've won the Champions League, who've won the Premier League, who've won the Carabao Cup, if they hate their owners. Ask Arsenal if they hate their owners, who've invested over £100 million into one player in Declan Rice, another 31 million today. Now, I'm not saying we would get that money, but William, I don't think that's entirely factually correct, mate. Like I said, ask Arsenal, Liverpool, and well, I would disagree with you, William, on that. I know quite a few Liverpool fans who actually like FSG, and I know a lot of Arsenal fans who like Stan Kroenke. So I'd actually disagree with you on that one, mate. But you know what? That's the thing, innit? It's all different opinions, isn't it? It's all different opinions. Chris Jack better hope he never meets Ridvan in a dark alley after trying to hound him out of the club for nearly a year. Very much true. Very, very true indeed. Look, at the end of the day, we have got a situation where, look, we do want to get rid of our board. Our board are useless. I mean, let's face it. John Bennett couldn't run a bath. The Park family are a curse on the club. We do need to obviously move them on. We do need new investment. At the end of the day, I don't think you can tar all American owners with the same brush. I think, a lot of owners are very good at what they do. Like I said, Ipswich asked their own. Ipswich, I know, are very happy with their owners. Arsenal fans are currently very happy with Stan Kroenke. The amount of money that guy is pumping into the board. Now, for those of you who don't know the full story, so this evening, it was about an hour ago or 2 hours ago now, there was a rumor came out that the American investment group were coming in to buy Rangers for 150 million, that Dave King was willing to sell his shares, etc., etc. However, Dave King has now come out and said there is no truth in that rumor whatsoever. There is absolutely no truth in it. There is no American investment into the business. There is no American buyout. It is not happening. So that has kind of been finished off. It was Chris Jack who came in and pissed on your cornflakes. Here it was, breaking Dave King's silence on bombshell Rangers takeover, as ex-chairman insists there is no truth in American interest reports. And here he is, Mr. Piss on your cornflakes himself. Rangers board sources have dismissed suggestions of 150 million investment approach from America. Dave King tells at Rangers Review there is no truth whatsoever to the story. So it has been dismissed. JD says if Bennett leaves, maybe the investors, friends of his, will leave too. So it will be a big move, and lots needed to be put into place before that happens. Correct. But I do think if we could try and get some new owners into the business and getting in running the business, because I genuinely feel I don't really want to talk about this tonight. It's just kind of been the story. It's kind of come out. I do genuinely feel that this board are very bad at running this club. You know, they've done a lot of bad things over the last sort of since 55, basically. You know, you look at the situation with failing to back Stephen. Failing to back Steven Gerrard post 55. You know, Gerrard said you needed to fix the roof while the sun was shining. They didn't do that. They allowed Celtic back into there. The Australia debacle, the stadium debacle, the giving Michael Beale all that money debacle. There's been so many bad decisions. You know, the contracts that have been signed off on. You know, yes, I know Michael Beale, it was largely to blame for that, and Ross Wilson, but, you know, the board have got to authorise those deals. They can't go through without the authorisation of John Bennett, of Douglas Park, of the Park family. You know, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Butler says, why does McFarlane think he's so important that he appears when there's a big story? Is any surprise Johnny pipes up when the story came out? Is that Johnny McFarlane, the Hibs fan, by any chance? Yeah, I would love to know who the sources are. I think the Daily Record just makes its own rubbish up half the time, mate. Be very surprised if anyone is investigating that type of money, investing that type of money into Scottish football. Also, Stuart. But I think the same. He came on after the Hearts game. Not seen him since. Yeah, like I said, he is a Hibs fan, though, isn't he? He is a Hibs fan. So what is going on with transfers? Let's talk transfers. There is a lot of players to talk through. Graham Brown says there needs to be an EGM, an extraordinary general meeting. Well, they could do with being something, mate. They could do with being something. Tav must be dusting off his old Oasis records for Friday night. You and I are going to live forever. Yay, we love it. Geordie, the first Oasis reference. Thank you for that. Are we all mad for it? Are we all mad for it? Are we all going to live forever? Are we all not looking back in anger? Are we all, what's the word? What's the other one? Are we all going to cast no shadow? And so on and so forth. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about these stories. So there's obviously departures been talked about. There is arrivals been talked about. There is a whole series of information. I've got a whole page of notes to have a look at some players that have been mentioned. Unfortunately, I am going to do some pissing on bonfires. We've got to roll with it. We have acoustic. We've got to roll with it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to sing. Okay, so Cantwell. We're standing on the shoulders of Clement. Love it. Aldo says, I'm mad for it. I'm feeling supersonic about the old firm. Ha ha. Yeah, let's hope that substituting she for he. Let's hope that Dessa's he's electric. What the fuck is notes? Says Curry Muncher. It's all here, mate. I wrote down everything I wanted to talk about, so I didn't forget anything. Because when you get to my age, you forget stuff, mate. You do. Oh, mate, if we lose on Sunday, I definitely will be crying my heart out, and I'll be asking you all to stand by me. Okay, right. So let's try and get away from Oasis. Hopefully the Tims are crying their hearts out Sunday night. Absolutely. I'll sell my left arm and a nut for an Oasis ticket, says Aldo. Aldo, keep that one to yourself, mate. Okay, so look, let's go through some stories, shall we? So departures, in terms of departures, we know the Haji thing's gone now. We know that's Rapid Bucharest. I talked about Haji earlier on the video. I'm not going to do that. Particularly, we have to be positive. 3-1 Rangers. Let's hope so. Ha, Janet. Oasis should write a song looking forward in anger, like we will be doing. Lol. Okay, so Cantwell. Apparently, the news about Cantwell is that Blackburn have entered into initial talks over Cantwell. That's what I've heard on a number of different sites. If that's... Mate, I would look miserable if I had to go and stand in Birmingham. It's a shithole. It genuinely is an absolutely dreadful place. So anyway, Birmingham have not Birmingham, bloody Birmingham. That's your fault. Blackburn have called their interest on Matondo, apparently, so it looks like he is staying put. But in terms of the Cantwell situation, fun fact, every time Oasis, well, let's get him to release a fucking record this year then. Let's get them to get a record out. Getting back to it, Cantwell, apparently there is initial talks happening between Blackburn and Cantwell and the club. Love it, hi. I think, if this can go through, if we can push this through, if we can get any sum of money in for Cantwell, it will be a bonus. I really hope the board are not going to push for a high valuation on the player. I think the transfer market valuation of 8.5 million or 8 million or whatever it is just absolutely ridiculous. I don't think he's worth anywhere near that. I think this is promising that there are talks underway. It's the first one that is in place. The first one we're kind of hearing, the first real genuine link. I know Trabzonspor were allegedly interested in him, but I do feel that if we can get this Blackburn one over the line, it would be good business for both parties. I think, for me, I think we need to try and do all we can to push this. And even if we have to take a reduced fee for Cantwell, anything to get him off the books at this stage, even if we have to take 1.5 million, 2 million, whatever, just something to get him off the books, because I don't want to be sat here on the 31st of August talking to you about the fact that Cantwell is still here and having to come up with a solution to the Cantwell problem. So it's encouraging that we are having those initial talks, that there are initial talks taking place between Cantwell and Blackburn and between Blackburn and Rangers. So hopefully something will start to develop over the next few days and something can get done by Friday on that one. Hi, this has got to be the best one I've seen so far. Hope Clement has a master plan. That's a brilliant song, by the way. And if we don't offload Haji, then we just absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed on that one. 100%. 100%. Cantwell price 2.7 million, says Kenneth. Take that. I think Craig Moore was right. We are looking for a 10 and we already have one in the building. And Haji, he spoke a lot of sense, especially from a football mind. You know what, Aldo, it's what I've been saying all along, and I agree with what Craig Moore said. You can play Haji, you pay him £6,000 extra a week, so you pay him 27,000. He's on 21,000. So you pay him £27,000 a week. How much does it cost to get a 10 in? How much does it cost to get a good 10 in? And how much risk are you taking that 10 is going to come in, hit the ground running, and be a quality player for Rangers? Able to handle the pressure of playing for Rangers, able to fit into our system, able to learn the system, able to work initially straight away. Haji can do that. Who else can? For me, yeah, it's a no-brainer. I think Craig Moore was absolutely spot on. Whatever. His 8.5 million valuation gives me hope we can get something for him, but the fallout will bring that down massively. I agree. Like I just said to you, I do think we need to get anything we can get. I do think we need to do whatever we can. That's funny, mate. Absolutely. Stuart says, win, loss or draw, we'll be on the cigarettes and alcohol after the game. We will. Another fantastic. We ain't half a world away. Loving these Oasis references tonight. If Haji wants to stay, tell his dad to do one. Ian says, if Haji was that good, why has no team purchased him? I mean, we don't know who's come in from. We don't know what the price is. I'm hoping so, Adrian. I really hope so. So I don't know. Look, I think I don't really want to talk about Haji tonight on this show, because I've talked about Haji. I talked about Haji earlier. I put a video out earlier. If you haven't seen the video, this is the video where I talk about Haji. I talk about what we should do with Haji. I talk about the whole situation around him. So if you want to find out about Haji after the podcast, go and check that vid out for me. Reminder, please, obviously, if you're watching, please smash that like, get obviously subscribing to the channel, help us to keep on growing. Right, other departures, before we get to arrivals and players that have been linked with us. I see also that Leon King has been linked with a move to League 2 Salford City and Alex Lowry to League 2 Carlisle United. Not as some people have put... they are League 1 teams. They are both League 2 teams. Now, I do think that if sending out King and Lowry on loan is a good move for the club. I think sending out Adam Devine on loan is another good move for the club, especially as I don't think King, Lowry and Devine are going to get a lot of minutes this season. So I do think a loan is good. However, I think sending them to League 2 in England is a mistake. I think League 2 it is a massive mistake for me. I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched any League Two football. I mean, living down in here in England, we have some League Two football on the telly. I've seen some League Two football. There's not a lot of difference between League Two and the Conference, which is a non-league league in this country, and the standard is shit. The standard is absolutely awful. You've basically got 11 cloggers playing long ball football and kicking the shit out of each other for 90 minutes. That's what League Two football is. So I don't think sending Leon King, Adam Devine, Alex Lowry to League Two is going to aid their development any at all, sending them down there. Now, Rangers have said that they will only allow Leon King to leave on loan if we can sign another centre-back. That is what the club have said. Now, we'll get to that shortly. That is in it. King, that's depending on King. Lowry, I think Aldo makes a great point. We will never see Lowry in a Rangers jersey again. I'll be honest with you. I agree with what was said on the All About the Jersey podcast earlier. If Alex Lowry goes to Carlisle, I think that's his career done and dusted and finished. I really do think that is a situation. The King one is a transfer, not a loan. Lowry is a loan. If it's a transfer, that's even worse. I mean, that is kissing Leon King's career goodbye. It really genuinely is. Is the bottom Scottish Premier better than League Two, English League Two? I would say so, mate. I would say so. It is shit. It is genuinely piss poor, mate. Really bad. Can only send them where they wanted, though, Owen, bro. I do agree with no one else seems to have wanted them. Agreed. Yeah. Don't think Lowry will be back playing for Jersey. I agree. Celtic sent Lowell to Fleetwood. He's just been sold for $3 million. Fulham beating Birmingham 2-0. Ben Davis scored 2 own goals. No, joking. He's on the bench. Okay, so look, I do think that obviously the Leon King one is solely dependent on the arrival of a defender. That is what I'm hearing in terms of that. I've also heard some really strange rumours about Scott Wright tonight. Now, there's the rumours linking him to Hearts. I don't think there's a lot of truth in that. I was chatting to a guy that I know who supports Hearts. He doesn't think there's any truth in Hearts wanting Scott Wright. So I don't think that one there's any legs in that one. I also think Rangers will keep hold of Scott Wright for the European squad, for the Europa League, for making up the numbers there. And allegedly, I've seen it written as well that Philippe Clement likes Scott Wright. I don't see it personally, but, the manager has his opinions. I have, however, read in the papers down here tonight that Scott Wright is apparently interesting Birmingham City, that Birmingham City are apparently doing it. That Birmingham City are looking at Scott Wright. Now, if that's, and there Scott Wright's just gone past the door crying, by the way. I don't know how much truth there is in that. Birmingham have signed 13 players this summer and are looking to splash cash to get themselves promoted. So, look, at the end of the day, I do think that, hopefully, if there was some truth in that, if we could obviously sell Scott Wright to Birmingham to raise some extra money, that would be positive. So that's a link that I've heard tonight. Again, this is just in the Birmingham local press. This is not in any sort of national media. This is only in the Birmingham local papers. Stuart says, out of all the youth players, McCausland was well down the pecking order. He's taking chance when Lowry hasn't, or King. Do we feel, though, that Leon King's had a chance? Had a fair chance? I mean, he played in the Champions League, didn't he? A couple of seasons back and was poor. But I think, if you throw a teenage kid into the Champions League to play against a very good Liverpool team with the Salahs and the Firminos of this world, and you play against Rangers and against Ajax there, I do think, that you are on the hiding to nothing with the kid. I thought, when he came in towards the end of Michael Beale's season and actually played alongside John Souttar, he did okay there. So I don't really feel that Leon King's had that much fair crack of a whip there. So I do kind of think it's a little bit unfair, that one, on the old Leon King thing. Constantly hearing about all these potential signings. Haven't seen half the ones we have signed, says Janet. King played well at Anfield, says Butler. He did. But like I said, I don't feel that it's really fair on Leon King to kind of write the young lad off at this stage. I don't think he's had a fair crack of the whip yet. I think, there's a lot of potential there. And yeah, Stuart, he was thrown in the deep end, wasn't he? And I think, you ask, had he been asked to play against St Johnstone or against Livy or against Ross County, that's a whole different story to playing Champions League football. Champions League football is the highest possible standard, isn't it? It's, I mean, if you look, like I said, if you say he was put in against Liverpool, Firmino, Salah, there was Coutinho in there at that time. I don't know. I can't remember. But there's some real quality players in that Liverpool team. Ajax were a good team at the time as well. So, I don't think that's fair. I don't know how to do it, although I'll do it in a minute for you. Don't worry. Peso got King a deal of about 10 grand a week. Teams will struggle to pay that wage. Yeah, they will. League Two teams will definitely not be able to pay that wage. The budgets in the English League 1-2s, bar the really big clubs that are down there, are really not good at all. The budgets down there are awful, are genuinely just really low. So yes, they're not as influenced by what's it called? They're not influenced by PSR or FFP as much as the clubs everywhere else are. But by the same token, the budgets down there are really bad. Stuart says, I'd like to see King as a number 6. I mean, he has played there for the under 21s, hasn't he? The Scotland under 21s. So that is an idea, isn't it, at least? James Glasgow says, Larry is a luxury player who can make a difference, in my opinion. Clement threw him under the bus in the Birmingham. The team he was played in was full of lightweight and fringe players to play with him, proven players. Yeah, I agree. And I think where the Lowry situation is there, I think as well, is Lowry Craig Moore made a very good point, I think, on the All About the Jers podcast. He said that, has Lowry been well managed? Has he been properly managed? And that was a good question. The fact that he was playing Lowland League games, 80, 90 minutes in games were 5-6-0. Absolutely go and check out Rangers Journal after 9. I'll be there watching it, using my Owen James football channel. That makes sense. But yeah, we will be, obviously, that's I think, like I said, have these players been well managed? Probably not. Have these players been well looked after? Probably not. So for me, I do think that maybe it's too late for Lowry, maybe it's too late for King, maybe it's too late for Devine. But what I do want to see from this is some sort of long-term solution where Bailey Rice, Cole McKinnon, Archie Stevens, Paul Nuncio, all these guys are better managed through to the team. Owen, if you are Clement, do you bring in a right-sided or left-sided centre-back? Mate, either. Right-sided probably, or left side. I don't know. Proper plays left side. Whether you can move proper to the right side and bring in a left side, I don't know. I really don't know. But I think, they will look at whatever is best option. And if you can get somebody who can play both sides, that will be even better. You only have a limited window to make your mark with us. Agreed. Right. Okay. So that's pretty much up for it departure-wise. Let's have a look at some of the people who've been linked with moves to the club and look at where we're up to with those. Now, obviously, we ruled out Hannibal. Hannibal was £9 million to Burnley. Look, there was no way on God's green earth we were ever going to be able to afford £9 million for a player. That's just not possible. So, £9 million for one player would have blown our entire budget. So I think the Hannibal deal, whilst it would have been a great deal had we been able to get it over the line, £9 million, it's unrealistic. So look, I don't think that is going to happen. That's definitely not going to happen now. He has joined Burnley. And obviously, the other thing we've got to consider is even EFL Championship clubs have big budgets. They have a lot bigger budgets than Rangers. I want a left-footed centre-back. All our centre-backs are right-footed and need some balance in the squad, says Stuart. True. But like I said, Proper is a left-sided centre-back, even though he is right-footed. Paul would love to look at the Asian market and pick up some good players. Maybe there's some out there. Right, the other players that have been linked, obviously Gustavo Puerta and Oscar Zambrano were both players who were linked with a move to Rangers in recent times. Both those players have now signed for Hull City. Now, you've got to kind of question, were we interested? And if we were interested, how could we not beat Hull City to a signature of a player? So with Puerta and Zambrano now well off the market, obviously they were both sixes, both defensive-minded midfield players. So again, those two now seem to have dropped off the market. They have signed for Hull City. So that one is, hi, Stephen. That is also off the market as well. It just seems to me a lot is happening in terms of us missing out on targets. Now, are we missing out on targets purely because we haven't sold players, so we can't buy players? Or are we missing out on targets because we can't get them over the... That's what I've read, Stuart. We'll get to that one. So, obviously, Puerta, Zambrano, Hannibal are all gone now. Okay, so the next one, Josip Brekalo. Right, Josip Brekalo. So Josip Brekalo is the Croatian winger stroke 10 who we were interested in, allegedly. We inquired about. Now, Brekalo for me, was a really good option. He was, he's a good, tricky winger, skillful, speedy, good in the tech, can play a 10 role, can play out wide. Reports from Nicolo Sciarra, who is one of the top Italian journalists. He's on the same sort of level as Damasio and Romano. He said that Empoli have entered into loan talks with Fiorentina to get Brekalo. So apparently, Fiorentina are already talking to Empoli about sending Brekalo out on loan. So that one could well be coming to an end. Now, if Rangers do want Brekalo, they're going to have to act fast to get in ahead of Empoli. Like I said, this is coming out of Nicolo Sciarra, who is one of the top Italian journalists. So that needs to be something we do need to look at. So that one for me, again, we need to move fast if we want to get Brekalo in. It does seem that we've lost a march on that one. I mean, you can't help but feel it seems to have been a lot of players missed out on because of the fact that we've got this situation where we've had to lower the wage bill, and rightly so. We have had to lower the wage bill. We do need to lower the wage bill. It was out of control. Of course it was. By that same token, we do need to, for me, we needed to have actually taken positive steps, and we needed to have kind of acted quick and at least line these players up. That is something we needed to have done, and we are missing out on these players. Celtic want Brekalo because they've missed out on Ethan, says William. Like I said, he has entered talks with Empoli, so we're going to have to move quick. Honest thoughts about the preview visit on Sunday. Sharpie, we're going to talk about that in the preview on Friday. Wish Clement would bin the 10, buy a quality 6 and a player 6 and 2-8. I agree, William Stewart. I've said for a long time, go with a flat 3. Janet says that's the problem now. Players are going to lesser teams rather than to come to Rangers. Got to be something in that. David Baird says here, we can't make mistakes of the past by just signing players for the sake if they have to be the right side. I agree. I just think with Brekalo, he would be a good buy. He's a good winger. He can play right wing, left wing, 10. He is a very good player. So for me, that would have been a good move. And we are going to have to make sure that we act quickly if we want to get in on that one. So it does appear we've lost the march on Empoli when it comes to Brekalo. James says, are we going to sign, register and build furniture before the old firm? Lol. Love it. Love it, mate. 151 people watching, guys. Please obviously smash the like and sub to the channel. Also give a vote in our poll. We've got a poll running at the moment. How many players will signings will Rangers make this week? 19% of you say none. 25% of you say 1. 48% out in front with 2 to 3 and 9% with 4 to 6. So vote. Can we not just play a 4-4-2 against that lot and throw Dessers and Danilo at them? Mate, I can't see Clement doing that. He's too inflexible. Adel looks decent, but his club is smart and seems to be on a 10-year contract, according to Transfer Market. That can exactly be trusted fully. He is under contract till 2029, mate. Yeah, 100%. It's simple why we're missing out on players who've got no money. It's be one signing, a loan player on the last day. We need to get investors from somewhere, Owen. If some fans don't want Americans, who do they want to take over? Like I said, I think there's a lot of fans very picky over this, and that we can't afford to be picky. Sharpie, I agree. And then Miller is an absolute must. Someone told me the other day that Rangers don't want him. If you don't see a new signing tomorrow, I'm throwing my computer, TV, and phone out of the window. Even when we play 4-4-2, we change to 4-5-1 when we play against them. So, look, the Brekalo deal is one that's in the balance now. We need to obviously get some action on that one. Now, a player we have been linked with in the media today is this player here. And this is a new link, as far as I'm aware. This guy's called Christian Arnstad. He is a Norwegian under 21. He's captain of the Norwegian under 21s. He is entering the last year of his deal with Anderlecht, where he's currently plying his trade. Like I said, he is captain of the Norwegian under 21s. Yes, he looks about 15. He looks very, very young. He's made overall 68 appearances for Anderlecht in their first team in the Belgian Pro League. He scored 1 goal with 3 assists because he's a more defensively minded midfield player. He made 2 appearances for the Anderlecht Futures team and started his career at Starbak in Norway. He has also got 11 Conference League appearances. 11 Conference League appearances. Yes, that's another. That is certainly someone that we are currently looking at. Now, in terms of who he is, actually, he's 20 years old. He's under 6 foot. He's Norwegian. He's right-footed. He is only in a contract for 1 more year. He can play central midfield, attacking midfield, or defensive midfield. He's primarily a central midfield player, and it does appear that Rangers are interested in central midfield players. They do want to strengthen in midfield. That's what I'm hearing from sources. His market value is around €2 million. He is in the last year of his deal. So this one seems like there could be some legs in it. There could be some movement in it. So Arnstad, the one worry you've got is he's a young kid. He's a young lad still learning the game. Do we need more experience? Yes, we do. If you could get him and perhaps another couple more experienced players, yeah, I think that would be a positive move for the club. I mean, he is captain of his country, so he has got leadership qualities. So that's an interesting one that I've seen tonight. That Arnstad, who is the Norwegian under-21 captain, linked with a move to Rangers. And Norwegian players on the whole, are hardworking. They're tough. They get stuck in. They're decent players, Norwegian players. So that would be one I'd certainly be looking at. William says in the live chat, I've got a feeling that we might see Sterling at left back on Sunday. He had Kuhn in his pocket at the game at Ibrox at left back. That is a decent shout, William. It'll be a Sunday morning call, more Oasis references. If we don't get new signings in, do you throw them in against that mob? Janet, the one thing I'd say about that, mate, is that Clement has a big history of not doing that, doesn't he? He has a big history of not actually throwing signings straight into the team. So I'd say that he might not use them at all in the game, or they'll be on the bench. Janet, I don't think that works. Diallo and Tillman anonymous at the Savile Dome. You said it, Owen. The board not good enough to run a bath. Agreed. The rate we take to get deals over the line, we'll need to ask if we keep the window open an extra month. Lol. Owen, go and check Haji's Instagram story. Right, let's have a look at Haji's Instagram story then. I haven't had a chance to do that, although I will do that now. Have a look. Yanis Haji on Instagram, says Aldo. So we'll check out Yanis Haji. His Instagram story is this. Wow. Right, guys, you need to see this. I'm going to bring it up on. Thank you, Aldo. I'm going to bring this up on the screen in a minute. This puts Clement in a very difficult position. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to bring it up on the screen. I'm going to pull it up on the screen. Here we go. Butler started writing it for me again. No, it's not Haji signs a bargain hunt. I'm doing it as quickly as I possibly can. I'm going to get it up on the screen now for you. So Yanis Haji has taken to Instagram tonight. I know that's going to annoy some fans. Because obviously we know, don't we, that Instagram has a slight reputation for irritating certain fans. But it's really interesting what he has written on his Instagram story, guys. I'm just trying to pull it across now for you. Okay, so download. I'm going to bring this in a minute. I'm just downloading it now. So, guys, this is really interesting what Haji's put. Exposed. We're doing Oasis lyrics, not George Michael lyrics, mate. So there we go. So yeah, where are we up to? So yeah, Arnstad was linked. Sarmiento, I don't think is going to play. I don't think Sarmiento was linked with a move to Rangers. I think he's heading to Burnley, so I don't think that one is at all realistic. Plus, they want $5 million for him, so I don't think that one is at all realistic. If I'm actually being truthful on this one, so I think the Sarmiento one is a non-runner for me. And plus, £5 million is an awful lot to pay for someone who has got perhaps a dodgy final product and hasn't, perhaps got the ability to always produce. I think it's a lot of money for a player like him. He did all right, didn't he, at Ipswich last season? But I still think the Sarmiento one is a downer. Cameron is a fucking coward. He wants away because he can't handle the Celtic supporters on social media. The gutless weasel. Right, this is the Haji story. Right, here we go, guys. This is what Haji has said tonight on social media. Okay. I've been aware of the noise and speculation regarding my situation, my role, my contract at the club. I have loved playing for Rangers and the Ibrox fans since the moment I got here. I want to make it clear I have never once asked to leave this football club. I will always make myself available, and there's always a way to navigate around any situation if there's a will on both sides. And that was communicated weeks ago by me and my team. I'm here, willing, and Rangers ready to help, work, and fight for the club, team, and manager. Wow. Wow. Right. Let's unpick that. Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Haji. Absolutely. Arnie says it's all on the board with the Haji situation. They ain't fit for purpose. I had the camera quote. So I've been aware of the noise and speculation regarding my situation, my role, and my contract in the club. So he knows what's going on. He knows what's happening. I've loved playing for Rangers and the Ibrox fans since the moment he gets here. So he's clear he has absolutely no issue with the fans. He has absolutely no issue with the players, with the fans, with what's going on at the club at this moment in time. Okay. So he's got no issue with the club. He loves the club. He wants to be here. And I think he's shown that, doesn't he? He does show that. Yeah, he doesn't deny the increased clause. A good point. He has never, ever, ever. Oh man, I'd love it. I would love to have Haji on. This isn't a good situation because now it looks like Clement has just said he's not in his plans. It could be mainly down to wages, which Clement is trying to bring down, which I can understand, says JD. So for me, Haji has come back from the Euros and he has behaved in an ultra professional manner. He's come back, he's trained, he's played with the B team, he's done everything that's been asked of him when it's been asked of him. So at no point has Haji done anything that is anti-club. Okay. Now, this is the next bit. I will always make myself available, and there's always a way to navigate around any situation if there's a will on both sides. I think if Haji and the manager spoke, then the increase would be squashed, says Aldo. He wants to play for us to get him in the team for Sunday. His issue was with Michael Beale. He's better than Lawrence, yet he still plays, so why can't Haji? Good evening, Alex. How you doing? How you feeling, buddy? Nice to see him speak for himself. I think Clement doesn't want to play the 6K bonus. Right, so interesting thing here is that he is saying there is a solution to every single situation and there is a way round every single situation. So if that's an indication around that so-called £6,000 clause that has been talked about, okay, the £6,000 clause, that he's saying there's a way round that. There is a way to navigate if there's a will on both sides and that it is communicated effectively. So for me, it's saying that Haji's willing to sit down, he's willing to talk, he's willing to negotiate it through. Now, if that's the case, then for me, Clement, Coppen, whoever, needs to sit down with the boy, talk to the boy, and actually do something about this. Because this for me is the biggest story saying that I want to play for the club, I want to stay at the club, and I want to be at the club. Now, surely, guys, what we want at the end of the day, players out on that park that want to fight, want to die, want to work for this club. That's what we want. What we want at the end of the day is people who want to fight for this jersey, who want to die for this jersey, who want to go everything out for this jersey. And I think, Haji is saying here, he wants to be here. He wants to play. He wants to be part of the squad. He wants to be part of the plans. Now, I don't understand why Clement has got such a downer on him and why he's not even willing to try him. Now, if, as I said on the video earlier, if Haji had played pre-season for us and he looked rubbish, or he played at least one game for us or two games for us in the league this season or in the cup this season and not looked good, then I could understand Clement saying he's not part of my plans. But Clement hasn't even looked at him. And the one thing that irritates the living hell out of me are these fans that come out and say that Yanis Haji is too slow to play in for Clement's team. I think that's absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Because Tom Lawrence is slow as sin. Cyril Dessers is slow as sin. Neither of those two are massively faster than Yanis Haji. So to say he's too slow to play, I think is a completely false narrative. There is clearly something else there that's stopping us from playing him. So I do feel that with this statement tonight, Haji is kind of trying to make it clear that he wants to play. But I honestly believe that Clement and Coppen need to sit down with him now and talk talk to him about him staying and about him playing, because he quite clearly wants to play for the club. And he is better than Lawrence. He is better than Lowry. He is better than Scott Wright in a wide position. He is better than Ross McCausland. He's better than all these players. This is a lad who played well for Romania at a major European tournament, a major international tournament. This is a lad who looked good against the semi-finalist Holland. This is a lad that got through to the knockout stages of the European Championships. He's no duffer. He's an international footballer. He's a quality international footballer. So for me, we need to sit down. We need to negotiate. We need to sort this problem out. Philippe says, me too, Janet. Would love to see Haji in the starting lineup. He loves our club and they have treated him like shite. Haji's saying this, and Cantwell won't turn up for the B team. Agreed. Awful. I'm fine to have him back as a backup, but Haji can't play every week. James, I don't think any of them can start every week. Aldo says, let's be honest, Haji is the best 10 we have currently in our club. Correct, Aldo. And we don't have a lot of money. So if we're trying to save money, surely that should be an option. Joe says, if there's a compromise, we should take it. I agree. Put Haji on the bench and put Lawrence on until the 60th minute, subbing off for Haji for freshness. That's a decent shout, Geordie. Haji isn't the answer. He's been here years, offered little since 55, says James. I disagree, James, but you're obviously entitled to your opinion. That's fine. I understand that. A lot of fans don't think he's the solution. I think Haji needs to get out with his dad's thumb. I don't believe it's about extra money. The board will not want to pay Haji another 300k a year in wages. If Cantwell comes out and says he wants to leave for any other reason than he didn't like Scotland, then I wonder what's going on at our club. Does Clement have any history with Haji in Belgium? Didn't actually manage him, so no. He led us an assist playing out of position, get him in the 10 for fuck's sake. That was during the 55 season. He certainly did. I'm not sold on Haji being the answer. There's a possibility he could be a player for us, but we have to see it and not base it on the European nights past. Agreed. Coppin and Clement have players waiting in the wings on the understanding Haji wanted to leave, says Alan Austin. That's clearing that he didn't want to leave. He's never said he wanted to leave. Who said he wanted to leave? Philippe Clement? He's quite clearly not speaking the whole truth then, because Haji said he doesn't want to leave. We can give Clement a better deal and more money, but not Haji, says Aldo. James agreed. Haji's been out here for years, but has never had a fair crack at the whip. I don't think he has. I agree with that one. Clement doesn't have him in his long-term plan, so he's trying to move him on. We can't afford his wages, make him work harder to move on. You're saving potentially 1 to 4 million by giving Haji this increase. Why wouldn't you just save the money? Agreed. That's what Craig Moore said on the All About the Jazz podcast tonight, and I respect what Craig Moore's got to say. Haji loves us fans and our club. All he wants to do is play for the club. Agreed. A bad injury and Beale being a dick hasn't helped Haji. Agree. Play him and increase his sell-on value. Good shout, Alex. I mean, let's say he stays after the 31st of August. He stays, and for the next 6 months, whatever it is, no, it's not 6 months. Next 3 months, 4 months, he plays brilliant football and he's fantastic. Then it comes to January and Fiorentina come back in for him, or one of the Italian clubs come back in for him, or one of the Spanish clubs come back in for him. And we can get 5, 6, 7 million pounds for him. Why would we not do that? Why would we not try it? I get the pace thing with Haji, especially for Old Firm games, but he's definitely a talented footballer. First yards in your head. It's nothing to do with Haji wanting to play. It's simple board decision about money. Clement has been told. Obviously, it's no hard to work out, says Colin. I think you're probably right. Haji doesn't want to stay or play in Scotland. This is fact. Why the hell are we still talking about him? Maybe he does want to stay. I don't know if you've seen the statement that he's made tonight, David. Here is Haji's statement tonight. Haji has made a statement tonight. Haji's not the answer coming in with this statement because no other club wants him, says Ian. Haji and Clement sat down and spoke about this in the summer. He knows in the team, Clement will stick to his guns. So this is what he said. I've been aware of the noise and the speculation regarding my situation, my role, my contract in the club. I've loved playing for Rangers, Ibrox fans. Since the moment I got here, I want to make it clear I have never once asked to leave this football club. I will always make myself available. There's always a way to navigate around any situation. If there's a will on both sides, that was communicated officially weeks ago by me and my team. I'm here, willing, and Rangers ready to help, work, and fight for the club, team, and manager. So he is saying he has never asked to leave. He is saying he's ready to play. He's ready to fight for this club. So that's his statement. That's his statement. He's quite clear that he doesn't want to leave and that he's never asked to leave. Now, we can only take what we read with a pinch of salt. Obviously, we take it on trust, what Haji said tonight. So, look, that's where we're up to with that one. Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you, Aldo, for that. I wouldn't have noticed that if you hadn't pointed that one out. Aldo, you are a legend, mate. You are a legend. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. What have we got here? Janet David, it was Cameron that said he didn't want to play for Rangers or stay in Scotland. Says he plays and he's minced, then nobody will pay the increased wages. Nobody's knocking the door down to sign him on his current wages. He's been told he's not part of the plans moving forward. Thanks for cutting me, Owen, lad, but the gaffer wants him gone, so we need to trust Big Phil. We can't get Haji out the door. If he plays well, we'll get 7 million. Sorry, but tinted spec. That's fair enough, Ian. Fair enough, mate. Look, David, the only thing I'm saying is if we don't get a 10 this week, let's say we don't sign a 10 this week, and Haji's still here on the 31st of August, are you telling me that Yanis Haji is not a better player than Tom Lawrence? Now, Clermont is going to stick with a 10. We know he's going to stick with a 10. He's stubbornly sticking to this 4-2-3-1 formation, so he wants to play with a 10. So are you telling me that if Haji, he isn't a better player than Tom Lawrence? Because I'll tell you that he is a better player than Tom Lawrence. He is 10 times the player. He's twice the player Tom Lawrence is. Tom Lawrence can't run. Tom Lawrence is done. Tom Lawrence is a 20-minute player, a 10-minute player here. We do. Alex says here, what does Alex say? Alex says the board and Clermont need to come out and tell us what the truth is. Otherwise, Haji gets the blame for everything. Yep. Thank you, Aldo. You are a ledge again. James says if we can't sell him, then we have to play him. I don't think he's the answer, but we can't have a player on his way. Absolutely agreed on that one. Spot on. Don't really think that it will work for Haji talking on social media. Clermont doesn't like players that talk about our club. I suppose, though, Stuart, how else does he get the message out? Aldo with the breaking news. David says here in the live chats, I'm going to try and get through some of these points, then I want to talk about the centre-back situation. Barron, Sterling and Diamonde, my three, Owen, lad. Dio being the most attacking player. David, I agree, but will Clermont do that? No, he won't. Lawrence will start in the 10 role on Sunday. Guarantee it, mate. Guarantee it. It'll be Diamonde and Barron as the 2, and it will be Lawrence as the 10 on Sunday. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. So we pay a couple of mil for a 10 or an extra 300k for Haji. No brainer. Agreed. He's better than what we've got, though. That's correct. He is better than what we've got, and that's what we've got to deal with. Correct. He wants a 10, but he won't arrive till Haji leaves. But Alan, I think if we get other players out, we can still bring a player in. So I think there is a chance to bring a 10 in. I think if we do bring a 10 in, then maybe Haji will be forced to leave. But like I said, if we're sat on the 31st of August and Haji's still here, then we have to use him because at the end of the day, he's better than what we've got. He's better than what we've got. I'm terrified of Lawrence being 10 on Sunday, and me too, Stuart. Me too. Right, so let's get back to this transfer talk. A couple of more rumours to talk through tonight. Okay, Caleb, quick recap. I've just done about 15 minutes on it. I think we should sign him. I think he should stay. I think we should play him. I think we should use him in the 10 role. He's better than Tom Lawrence. There we go. That's it. You want to listen to the rest of it? Okay, just please rewatch. Sorry, mate. This board is to stop hiding and come out and tell the fans the truth about these players instead of leaving us all. Absolutely. That's all we want is some clarity on the situation. Yeah. The club are really bad at dealing with these issues. Lee Wallace, Kenny Miller, examples that Alex, spot on, mate. Spot on. Thank you, Joe. Good rumours. Let's go. What else we got here? Don't worry about it, lad. Collins says the worst issues at Haji at the club who are getting a game on more money. Haji, Tab, Matondo, Lonsdale, just to name a few, but hopefully some can leave. I agree. Clermont has trusted players in certain positions, and Lawrence is his preferred number 10. Doesn't matter what Haji does, it won't shift the gaffer's mind. Good point, Joseph. Scott Hammond asks, what's your favourite Haji memory, guys? Get it into the live chat for me. I'll have a think about mine now. Okay, centre-backs. So we're obviously apparently we're looking at Kai still, or Kaiki. Obviously, I think that is if Cantwell goes, we can bring in a 10. Graham says we need to play Haji. I agree. Kaiki says back in multiple centre back types. So we are apparently looking at a number of centre back targets. I believe that we will go back in for Kai or Kaiki, but if the demands in the contract and on the transfer fee get too high, then we will pull out of it because we can't afford it. But apparently, what I've heard is there's no names. This is the thing. There's no names. Um, it is apparently though that we are working on multiple centre back targets. Um, yes, Ziggs, this guy here, the Brazilian guy that plays for Almeria. Let me write his name in the live chat. I've got absolutely no clue how to say his name. That's the guy's name there. Kai Fernandez or Kaiki Fernandez or whatever he's called. Haji, yeah, I agree with that one 100%. 100% on that one. I will judge the players and manager after Sunday's performance. Yeah. So that was the guy. So apparently we are looking at him again. We're looking at some sort of deal. Apparently what we offered was 650,000, 30% sell on, and 6 million, and that was turned down. I don't see us offering a massive amount more than that. Like David says here, he's out of our league money wise, even with the loan fee of 1 million and a 7 million obligation to buy. The sell on clause still, I think it is going to be a situation where he will be. They want 10 million. So if that's the case, like I said, I think then it will be a no-brainer. It won't happen. But we are apparently working on multiple centre-back targets. So I don't know who they are. There's no names been mentioned. There's nobody been said that it's this player, it's that player. So it does appear though that we do want a centre back. We do want a centre back. Ben Davis is gone. Leon King could be. Just quick about this message about. I'm putting the Haji statement up on X. If anyone hasn't seen it. There we go. So we are looking on multiple centre back targets. Apparently. So if that's the case, then who are they? What are where do we see them playing? It does appear that centre back is a top priority for the club to sign. So that is a clear direction from the club that a centre back is on their list of priorities for this week. And if they do bring in a centre back, then Leon King will be allowed to leave, obviously, as well as Ben Davis. Interesting. Ibrahim Adel never played for Pyramids tonight in the semi-final, and Whittaker never played for Plymouth either. Could be two maybe to come in. William, I think the whole Morgan Whittaker thing could be just because it's the Carabao Cup. A lot of teams, even championship clubs, don't take the Carabao Cup seriously down here. Don't take the League Cup at all seriously. It isn't of interest at all to a lot of clubs, so they do rest their important players for this game, and that's even championship players. Okay, that's even championship. Championship club, so that's probably why Whittaker didn't play. Ibrahim Adel, right? What do we know about Ibrahim Adel? Ibrahim Adel is an Egyptian international. Apparently, they want 5 million for him. Pyramids FC want 5 million for him. Apparently, Leicester and Ipswich are also interested in Ibrahim Adel and are keeping tabs on him as well. So I think this is one that if we do want him, we're going to have to act very, very quickly to get him because, like I said, if English Premier League clubs are looking at him, that's going to have a big impact. So 5 million for him. Whittaker would be a thorn in my side due to what we were in for before. It raised at 7 million. I think we were 1.5 million before. Mez Smith says Cherney is who we need for Sunday. Acoustics is a Dessa's hat trick would be lovely. Rivalry aside, hope Rara has a career-ending injury. He got injured in his debut. Caleb, ha. Whittaker scored a superb goal on Saturday for Plymouth. He did. This was another player we were linked with. He's an exciting direct winger. He's a decent player. He's certainly someone who it's worth looking at. 5 million, is he worth 5 million? That's the question. This is a player who, look, has only played in Egypt. you know, and I know that, you know, we look at the situation of they got, of course, the ones from Japan, and they've hit the ground running. They've been fantastically successful. Tate and a Kyogo and that little lot. So, you know, there's a chance he could come in and be successful. But 5 million is a lot of money to pay for a winger who's never played in Europe. So is it worth the risk? That's the question. Would you pay 5 million for Ibrahim Adel? You know, and also the fact that there's 2 Premier League clubs interested. Now, apparently, this is only rumours and reports. I mean, I don't know. I haven't talked to the lad. Never been to Egypt. Haven't spoken to him. But apparently, he does prefer a move to England, but would see Scotland as a stepping stone. Now, does that kind of turn you off him a little bit if he's kind of doing that? He's saying Scotland could be a stepping stone for his career. I mean, unfortunately, I think that's the way it's going to happen. I think most leagues these days are seen as a bit of a stepping stone to the EPL. So that's just how it is. But I don't know. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Right, let's have a quick few comments from you guys before we finish tonight. Egypt to Scotland can handle the weather like Cifuentes failed to. Yeah, good point. I think the board are down to the bank cashing in. Jeremy Sarmiento, left wing at Brighton, has also been mentioned. Left wing options are high on our list, just like a loan. Yeah, Alan, left wing options are, but Sarmiento does look like he's heading off to Burnley, mate. That is what I am hearing tonight. Whittaker 7 million, Gilmore 8 million. I know where I'm spending money. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's crazy, man. I mean, Gilmore, it wasn't in the Burnley team tonight. He's off to Napoli, mate. Alison Cruden, new name in the live chat. Welcome. I would love him to be. I like Lennon Miller. I love Lennon Miller. I think he's a quality player. I think he's someone who could really benefit our team, who could really do well in our team. So yeah, I would really like Lennon Miller to come into our team. Of course I would. Is he on the list? Well, some people tonight have told me that he's not even on our list of targets in this window. Some people have told me that Celtic are interested in him. So worrying times. I'm going to follow the Pyramids. What a name for a club. I've got to say, mate, top name for a club. Nearly as good as Kaiser Chiefs. It's going to be a busy week. Let's hope so. Sarmiento has scored for Brighton tonight, says James. I think the board are down the bank cashing all their pennies to get us a player. Let's hope so. We are a stepping stone nowadays. Comes in, gives us a good fuse, and sell. Yeah, it's pretty true. I think RFC 72. Unfortunately, whether we like it or not, we are a sell-on. Not really considering. Raskin said that, says Geordie. Yeah, Raskin did say that and got slaughtered. You know how far Hamza is away from starting, says Ziggs the Wolf. Well, apparently he did 3 training sessions last week. So take from that what you will, but crazy, I think, you know. No, we have been a stepping stone for others. Nothing wrong in that, says Alex. If the Adel lad is pretty good, you can play on the left wing, right wing, as well as number 10, Owen. It's a good shout, mate, Ewan. We were a stepping stone. If we get Ibrahim Adel, it'd be good business for me. He was brilliant in the Olympics and very highly thought of in Egypt. Rice is better than Miller, in my opinion. Good shout, although I love Bailey Rice. I wish Bailey Rice got more of a crack. For everyone we have an interest in, Alex says. Yeah, I mean, they're in for a number of players, aren't they? Engels, and they've signed Valet, I think, or Val, or whatever he's called. So, yeah, so look, we are where we are. You know, we're on the verge of, well, it's Tuesday's over now. Tuesday, is over now. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's 3 days now. 3 days left of this transfer window, and realistically, we need to start seeing some movement in the window tomorrow. We really do. You know, I don't really want to be leaving it to last minute. You know, if we do leave to if this waits till the last minute, then you're going to have a situation where we can't play these guys on Sunday. We can't play these guys on Sunday. If they're joining Friday night, then they've got to get international registration through. They want to train with the team, so Clement's not going to play them. So realistically, if we want them to play and to have any part, even off the bench in the Old Firm, they've got to sign tomorrow or Thursday at the latest. So look, we are where we are. We're up against it now. You know, we have got rid of Ben Davis. It looks like Larry's going. It looks like Devine's going, possibly. So, you know, we do need to move players. That's a bit grim. I hope it's got what we need in a player. Don't forget, once the podcast finished, come and leave a comment. It helps. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Aldo, for that. Also, once I finish the podcast, head over to Rangers Journal. I am rounding up now. We always announce players on a Wednesday or Friday, says William. Let's hope it's tomorrow then, William. Deals can also be done and left till later and announced. True. Some might say Miller should be a target. Brilliant Oasis reference there. It's okay, Clement saying he's building for the future, but what we need is players now. Agreed. Could imagine a late transfer for Vardy. Oh, hope not. Looking forward to Sunday's game. I'm feeling positive about our results this week. Let's hope so, boss. Let's hope so. It's okay. Okay, right, guys. Thank you for watching. Please, everyone, go over now. All of you watching here, please head over and watch Rangers Journal. Put it into your search bar if you haven't got the link. Obviously, give it a subscribe. Guys, we're back in the morning with a video. Obviously, please watch out for that. Thank you so much for watching tonight. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, as always. 2 things on the way out. 1, smash that like. And number 2, remember always, we are